I thought he was on some sort of podcast, and it wasn't. It was an actual
Well, not
YouTube
Soforo
site.
and Anna. They didn't have time to do their podcast on Sunday. Soforo, very busy.
I wonder if there's a schism.
I think this is your opening. You take over the podcast.
Oh, I don't want to work 7 days a week.
You're 30 minutes late the first podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Soforo would be so bad at the audio quality.
You forget about it. The audio quality's not good enough.
Anna just has to carry the show for 45 minutes, then I come flying in with bad audio.
The mouse ate your power cord.
Yeah, with regurgitated takes I've used on every show.
That's right. You wrote down all of Rummage's takes from the week. And you just vomit those out in front of Anna.
From Rummage, I take them from you. I take them from Ennis when I open the show with him. Yeah, no, I just regurgitate everything. Just baby bird it into Anna's mouth.
The kids are down. The wife's asleep.
So in 4 hours, you drank 15 Busch Lights.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 8 o'clock, that's when you checked out and your wife had to deal with you.
Night time.
Night time.
Yeah.
Crack a beer. Pour a bourbon. It's After Dark. On ESPN Louisville Plus. Subscribe and smash that freaking like button. Now here's Justin Soforo.
Soforo. How do you
Soforo.
say Soforo? No, it's fur. It's fur, not four. That's why it's fur, man.
Soforo.
There you go.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Soforo. I don't know. Soforo? Soforo, my bad.
No, Soforo.
Here's Justin Soforo.
And Anna Tarullo. I hope everybody's as uncomfortable as I was when that sound occurred. You know, I fought with myself for a little bit. I had to argue. I was like, this is probably a bad idea. No. It's a bad idea to play, but it was a great idea. I had to play it. And Nick Valvano just stumbling over his words there at the end and making it as uncomfortable for everybody. Streeble, he was shaking on the mixtape when that was played this Friday. But anybody, welcome in to the news that won't die, the story that won't die. We will have some kind of ending. I think we will sometime this week, but we do have breaking news. But before we do any of that, I'm Justin Soforo. She's Anna Tarullo, and welcome back.
I want to go back to the opening for 2 seconds, though, because I like how Nick was describing this horrific person to do a podcast with, and all he was describing was me as a podcast partner. 30 minutes late, nothing works. That's me. Someone's like, that actually sounds like pretty refreshing, like a breath of fresh air. At least I'm not baby birding things into people's mouth, though. He had me. I'm like, you had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, you sound just like me, Nick. But regardless, I still miss him, and I think that was top notch sound. That was funny. Yeah. But
I feel like only Nick could get away with that. Only Nick.
That and telling me I smell like David Buster. So.
But that is why I still things. I don't
know that.
I've never stepped into Dave & Buster's, so I don't know what that smells like. I have no idea.
Like, the scent, was he? Do they have a ball pit? Like, this isn't a Chuck E. Cheese. Like, where was he that the scent was so strong? Was he? Do they have like a drunk tank? I don't know.
It has to be like they have a carpet cleaner or something like that. I think he meant it good. He meant it nice. Like she smells good. She's clean. She's not Nick Valvano not showering for a week and showing up and making everybody else have to put up with it. I can't imagine being tan. I can't imagine
being Jeanette. And I love Jeanette. And I love Nick too. And Nick, I'm just teasing you. I love you.
Can we be honest? Does that say more about Jeanette that she's able to put up with that and live with that
I'm not
sleep next to that at night every night? No, I'm not trying to.
I would go for either of them. I would.
Yeah. So, I know I love them both, but I still don't know how. Like my wife wouldn't put up with it. My wife's like, get your big ass out of here. Go take a shower.
Get your big ass in the shower. It's called Irish Spring. Look it up.
Look it up. I think my stepdad used Irish Spring. No, it's
I use Irish Spring.
Is it? Oh, really?
It feels like a man.
It's not a bad smell. I like the smell, but it's I've never gone down that route. But anyway, guys, welcome in. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, smash the freaking like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I promise you, we are going to stay up to date. We're gonna be hitting this hard, and we're gonna have more content for you. So, like, I guess a little housekeeping, little show notes to start this thing before we really get your reaction to the news of the night, and then the story that just won't go away. But basically, some fun news, some great news. Guys that support the channel, J. Paul, y'all, Walt, Nicholas, all y'all. I see you guys every day, every week, all that, hanging out with us, enjoying these shows. Sorry for the last couple weeks. On Sundays, we've been out. It was Mother's Day, I think, one day, and then I just had a lot going on. It was just a lot last week. So, but we did a little surprise pop in on Thursday, just to make sure we didn't get too rusty coming into here today. So, little news we want to break. I'm sure Streeble will cover this throughout the week, but I want to go ahead and let you all know so that way you all can get prepared. Set your clocks to it. But this Wednesday at 10 p.m. he's on Summerpalooza. James Streeble out enjoying his life. He's done. He doesn't have to do.
He's in his above ground pool, baby. That's what.
Yeah, that means he's probably out in the pool right now. Well, it's a little bit rainy this weekend, but he could be out there. But he is. We are collaborating with James Streeble, and we're going to be doing an after dark, after hours version of Weird Wednesdays, 10 p.m. throughout the summer until he has to go back to school, basically, is what it'll be. But the game plan and the way we talked about it, James Streeble, I'm sure there's more that'll come up with it. Obviously, we can do more here on this channel because we have the video aspect that I can throw stuff on screen. We can see stuff. We can actually display it so you know what we're talking about. When Big Rick and Matt McGavick are breaking down what is the footage of the Bigfoot film from the 70s or whatever it is that has the breastises of the Bigfoot. And they're talking about that. You can actually see that whatever that film is called. I can't remember. Streeble would know, and he would tell you.
Of course he would know. I was going to say Zapruder, but that's JFK. Different. Yeah. But we're going to cover all of them on Wednesdays at 10 p.m.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be Wednesdays at 10 p.m. James Streeble and Tarullo and myself. I'm sure maybe other people will pop in throughout this process if they want to hop in and talk about. Well, we're talk about Epstein. Maybe we'll get taken out halfway through. Who knows?
Epstein,
maybe we'll
exorcisms. We're doing it all.
Yeah, there's a good chance we might go missing in the woods sometimes during this.
I wish that to happen to me, but
just maybe. So anyway, make sure you tune in. It'll be a lot of fun. We appreciate all the support. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff too. All right. I guess without further ado, let's just kind of get into it. This story, well, I thought I was going to, actually, I don't need to tease the story because this story we can move on from this half of the story of the NBA draft. I think a lot of the ways that I was positioning tonight was going to be, if you're Kentucky, if you're BBN, you're kind of looking at hoping Milan Momcilovic and Malachi Moreno, if they can lock those two up, then you kind of can save some kind of good vibes in the season moving forward. Well, one half of it is done today. Malachi Moreno has confirmed that they put out a sign thing. Does he have to sign like an extension? Is that how it works?
But I saw he signed.
Well, I don't know, but UK Sports put out a signed, like, it's a weird thing to do because I feel like you just put the comment saying he's coming back, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you didn't sign to leave, like you were still in the same time that you signed last year. Why are you?
Yeah,
put the pen down.
It's a weird way of putting it out there, but Kentucky literally, I guess during our normally scheduled time was like right after 9. It was like we should have been live, I guess, probably, but is when the news broke. Malachi Moreno is returning to play at the University of Kentucky next year. You got your center back, so now Kentucky does not need to kind of. There was one player, and I am for the love of God, I am blanking on him, but there was one player they were talking about as a backup option should he leave. I think he's a 2027 guy. If you guys in the chat remember or recall, let me know. I think he decided, the news came out today, so that's what I had a feeling that we were headed this way. But they said that player, 2027 recruit, had decided that he was not going to move forward with reclassifying into the 2026 class. I'm just blanking on him. I'll try to look it up and I'll find it as well.
I like how Rose ass knows that I don't know who it is. I'm just like, sure. If the audience knows, you're right, because I don't know.
I didn't mean it that way. But
the reason I said, I'm just saying you were tactful. You were on it.
Here's the thing.
You didn't even put me on the spot. That was nice of you.
Well, let's be honest. I got 3 kids. I'm married. We just got 9 years in. Like,
yeah,
thank you. My life, not my life is over, but my life when it comes to like, I ain't going out. Like when you're saying it's either I'm working a late night shift or something like that. When you're, when it's like 9 o'clock, I'm not home yet. I'm like, what? It's night. I've been home 7. Like, or no, I've been home since 5, 6 o'clock. Like,
where are you?
How do you drive? How do you drive at night? Can you see? Can you see without? Like, yeah. How do you do that? Anyway, it's dangerous out there.
We don't like that.
Exactly. But I'll obviously, me being the Louisville side of our duo here, you being the Kentucky side, what is your reaction to Malachi Moreno returning to play for Kentucky?
Can't wait for him to return to play. Can't wait to give you my opinion because I felt this way all year, and it feels weird just being in this industry talking about kids who are younger. I do think you forfeit that right once you become – you go to college and you make so much money, but like it always weirded me out with recruiting and stuff being too hypercritical of these athletes. But now I feel a little bit better about it. It's like, okay, he's got 1 year under his belt. Now I can talk about how goddamn soft he is because how many times did that kid miss a rebound? I remember my dad playing basketball in like 6th grade would give me these like hand strengthener things. And it's like, Malachi Moreno, that's what you need to work on. I understand the status of things now and the process of how you have to go to the draft and it doesn't mean what it used to. You're mainly going to get feedback of how to improve your game. Well, how about if you had a fucking coach who could tell you how to improve your game? Like, I don't judge him for going to the draft and all of that process, right? Getting some good feedback just from some different eyes. But I mean, like, I don't think I never have understood the heralded, like, as long as we get Malachi Moreno back, like he's fucking Anthony Davis, he misses. Yeah. He's like 50% on loose balls and rebounds. He cannot grab a loose ball for the life of him. So I don't get it. I don't think there was a player this year. Let me think. Let me like go back into the archives of my PTSD and try to think about all the bad memories of this year. But I don't think that there was a player who frustrated me more because he has all the raw physical talent, but I just like wasn't that impressed with him. And maybe this is a take a few years ago I would have kept to myself, but now I'm like, no, I knew that Mark Pope was trash for any of y'all losers did, and y'all all wanted to fight me on it. So now, like, let me go public that I do think Malachi Moreno is trash as well. So I will especially go on record with that. So go ahead and bookmark that, save that. Like, it's great he's coming back, but he's soft as shit. Like, if you wanted to solve your physicality problem with him, wasn't really happening. I don't know. I've seen too many missed rebounds just – the basketball is sliding through his hands that I don't care. Like, he just looked like he was pissing down his leg for 99% of the season. So, okay, it's good he's back. You have a piece to build on maybe. Like, but it doesn't feel like that's really going to change the destination of your team. Like, I don't think he's a piece that changes the trajectory of your year or what you can accomplish. And I think let's stop being low IQ, UK basketball fans, because I thought we were a high IQ outfit. But for some reason, the past few years, they cannot tell when a damn Mark Pope team is playing bad defense or what, and they can't tell what a good front court player looks like. And Malachi Moreno is not a great one. Sorry. Like, he might be a great kid, and I don't want to be mean to him, but I've been out of the game too long. Like, why am I worried about being mean? I don't know. I need to shake it off.
Yeah, not at all. Well, one of the things, too, that kind of confused me, or, we go through this. I have some of the things on him. Really, I wonder, I'm trying to understand what it was. Is it the youth? Is it like, what is it about his game that really showed off? Yeah, because he is, I agree with you. He is a soft player. But when he went to the NBA draft, I mean, I'm looking at this list right now. Jeff Goodman had reached out to 10 NBA executives, and we were talking about, and I'm going to balance this out with kind of what I planned to talk about, which was the Momcilovic stuff. But between Momcilovic and Malachi Moreno, as well as a caveat of other players that were considering the NBA draft, were in the draft, before they had to pull out, he asked these 10 executives exactly what should these players do. And only one, Christian Anderson of Texas Tech, got 10 and 10 to say, go to the NBA. Like, you're NBA, you're there, come. Don't worry about, going back to the NCAA. But when it came to Malachi Moreno, he had one NBA guy saying stay in the NBA. 9 were saying go back to college. When you look at Flory Badunga for Louisville, 0 said go to the NBA. 10 said go to the NCAA. When it comes to Milan Momcilovic, they also said 0 said NBA, 10 said NCAA. And most of these guys on this list, it's very heavy of people saying go back to college. And then I'm going to cover too here in some of the sound I'm going to play here in just a sec. Andy Sweeney had Rob Doster Andy Sweeney of The Take, Monday through Friday, noon to 3 on ESPN Louisville, 680 1057 in the ESPN Louisville app. You can catch him there. Make sure you check out if you're here. I mean, I'll say this. I'll be surprised because I was about to make a comment saying if you're here, you know about Andy Sweeney and The Take. I'll be honest, we've had a plethora of people join who found this channel. My guy Sean, whenever he pops in, that found this channel before they found the station. So it's kind of cool seeing those. So I appreciate everybody that joins in that way. But that being said, he had Rob Doster on and he had some comments. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and play some of that sound right now while we have it. The first one I have on him, and we will stick with the Moreno route. He asked first on if Malachi Moreno should come back.
Let's take Malachi Moreno for example, right? I've heard that like 3.5, 4, somewhere around there is kind of what the deal is for them right now with Kentucky and that signing. We know how bad Kentucky needs him back. If you are Malachi, why don't you just play this thing out, make it sound like you want to be gone, like you are going to stay in the draft, and just kind of use that as the leverage that you have to be able to try to drive up the price a little bit more for if you do eventually decide to come back to school. Now, that's how I would play it if I was Malachi and I was his agent, and that kind of feels like the direction this thing is trending. Because if you can get another, like, 1.5, another 2, like if you're making 5.5 next year for Malachi Moreno, like that's probably a best-case scenario for you as a player. And that is, frankly, life-changing money. Now, obviously, there's more that you can make in the NBA long-term, but that's
a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money.
I don't know how you say no. How you say no to that at this point in time? So, I think with all of these kids, if you have a choice to make at this point, then you don't have a choice to make. You got to come back.
Okay, well, like that's like not accounting for the fact that the coaches have fucking eyes and ears. Even Mark Pope, like God bless it, but it's like, all right, you're gonna try to leverage me when you can't even leverage a rebound. Okay, go ahead and try. Oh, boo-hoo! I'm so scared somebody's gonna draft you. Yeah, I don't know if you had a pair, Mark Pope. I don't know. You wouldn't have to play that game. That was Goodman. I like Goodman. I met Goodman.
No, that was Doster. Rob Doster.
That was Doster. Okay, I don't know where I got Goodman. Well, they do a podcast together, don't they?
Something it's Field of 68. So I really should have just said Field of 68 guys, but yeah, it was Doster.
Okay, well, Doster also like Doster too, but I don't think that was like a very like intelligent take. And I'm not trying to throw shots there, but it's like I don't know. Like let's account for the fact that coaches have eyes and ears, and they know who is an NBA prospect and they know who is not. So it's like, all right, he can play a little game and try to trick me with he can play chicken with me, but like. You're not that great. So we know you're going to be coming back. You've already said, if I don't go to the league and I stay in the draft, I will be back at Kentucky. So I don't think that Moreno is the one that holds all the cards here. So that's an interesting take by him. I don't really see the logical side of that.
I think there were a couple pieces at play here when it comes to being able to retain Moreno for Kentucky being big because I mean, let's be honest, and this is something that I'm going to point to and talk about when it comes to MOMCILOVIC, but I mean, and it also shocks me with the bravado that's been able to return to BBN with some of these recruitments and like the storyline behind it. They may know something that I don't know, and I'll be blatant and honest, obvious and honest when it comes to lack of knowledge when it comes to certain things behind the scenes when it comes to Kentucky and them. I know Kentucky, yes, they have a lot of money left over because a lot of guys chose not to come. A lot of guys that you went out there, Robert Wright, the third, all these players, Tyron Stokes. Freeman, right? The kid from Syracuse that ended up going to St. John's. All these guys showed up. You had a stack of money and a stack of cash, and they met Mark Pope and said, "No, thank you. I'd rather go somewhere else. I'd rather go, obviously, to Rick Pitino. I'd rather go to Bill Self. I'd rather go to all these other programs." Yes, Kentucky has the allure. It is Kentucky basketball. We have the respect there, but it's. But it's I'm sorry, I'm doing Trumpism. It's a Kentucky in name only. It's a kino.
Yes.
They're kinos. They're ketos right now. Is what
that's
they are.
True though. And it's like the
Trump.
most disappointing part of it all is like the fans are still thinking that there's some modicum of respect there, and there's just not. Like I don't know. The whole thing is a nightmare.
Well, it's frustrating and it's funny because I feel like you're going to fall down a difficult well here when it comes to your fandom. Like I said, in this next year or so, especially if they decide not to move on from Mark Pope and you're stuck with it, you're going to look like what I've looked like, and I still continue to look that way, like mean, ugly person who just hates on everything. But it's like, I've been in love. I have loved this program. This program and I have had a great relationship.
Listen, loving somebody is wanting their best. Loving somebody is wanting the best for them and wanting their greater good, okay? So if you're false, you were in lust, you were in some sort of selfish attraction, if you cannot understand a program's greater good, okay? You don't truly love them, because loving somebody's hard, okay? It's not always easy and rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes you need to say the hard thing. And I will say that I have been that way since 6 months into the Mark Pope tenure, when old men were trying to fight with my ass on Twitter when I said their defense is soft as fuck and embarrassing. They're like, well, you don't even know. Bitch, you don't even know. You don't even know good defense. So get out of my face with that. Sorry for being a bigger man than you. Okay, sorry.
Bitch, you do not know. But what we do know is that Juice Fuel is the guy or the guys and gals that you can rely on if things get out of hand. If maybe you party a little too hard, maybe, well, if you're drinking, you shouldn't be driving anyway. But say you forget to refuel, maybe you got a busy schedule like I do. You got 3 kids, you got a wife, you got 3 jobs. You're all over the place nonstop, and you forgot to fill the tank, and you're stuck on the side of the road. Don't get stuck. You don't want to get Jeffrey Dahmer. You don't want to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. The only car you want to see roll up. You don't want to see. No, this is Dahmer. It's who's the one that was
Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. He was the one who had the VW or the Volkswagen or whatever, the Beetle that would show up. Anyway, you don't want to get rolled up on by them. You want Juice Fuel in their truck to come by and take care of you. With Juice Fuel, they bring the gas straight to your car, at home, at work, wherever you are. Skip the gas station for good. Use code ESPN, and your first month of VIP membership is free. Download the app today. Juice Fuel and juicefuel.com. See, I'm remembering it this time. I'm remembering to do our reads.
Don't drive drunk. Call our sponsor.
Yes, call our sponsor and then take off and hide, whatever you got to do. All right. But anyway, as a state, no, those are good points. And it's something that is interesting to me. I never really counted, and I don't think you did either, with Malachi Moreno out. I think the one thing I would say, on the point that I was kind of talking about with, Mark Pope and his lack of ability to really draw a lot of other talent in here, the guys that you've kind of gotten. I mean, I'll be honest, like I'm looking at this team, it's I don't know. There's this bravado from Kentucky basketball fans that's coming in where they've found they found this way to come back and like, I mean, Strebel's kind of fallen into the trap a little bit.
No,
he hasn't fully. Strebel has, when I say that, Strebel's gone on and just kind of tried to switch it. The take we played on a Thursday where he tried to say that Louisville basketball is doing what Kentucky basketball did this past season, and that these players are of equal quality or standard when it comes to getting them. The thing that a lot of UK fans are doing, though, is they're looking at this roster and somehow they are convincing themselves that if they just get a Momcilovic, if they just get something like that, they're contenders. They're title contenders at that point.
No, baby.
And it's like
a foundational issue. Like, is everyone just stupid? Are we the smartest people alive? I don't know.
I think there's a part of it that we are negative. We are whiny, piss on your parade.
We're cynical, but that's not always bad. Sometimes it's smart. Sometimes it's like you've seen enough of bad things in the world, you can notice a pattern.
We are
look it up.
We're Lachlan McLean. At this point is what we are. But like we have that negativity. We are what it is. What it is. I think the thing to me when I look at Kentucky basketball, when I look at this, the problem is I understand that there's enough. I don't know if it's trust. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to the coaching of Mark Pope, yes, he's looked like an imbecile. He's looked inept at points, but then somehow he lucks into beating Calipari. He lucks into beating Rick Pitino. He lucks into beating these guys, and I'm like, how? Rick Barnes, how the hell do these games happen? Yeah. And maybe, last year I kind of pointed to, well, eventually the talent, whatever talent is there, that reaches the top.
Yeah, the cream always rises to the top, right?
Sorry.
But I do agree. I think that is confusing. But I think it would be selling yourself short to just buy into that narrative of like, I just think you end up looking very, very silly as Mark Pope did in one of his, postseason media appearances where it was like, if you put together the past 4 years, and he totally just like cut evenly the statistics to make himself look better. If you just look at those games, well, none of those were really meaningful games, right? I mean, like everybody has off games. Let's say it's just their off games. I don't know. But also I will go back to that was the part of why Cal needed to go, because you do lose to coaches like Mark Pope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not me taking Cal's side in this argument, but I just think you can't put much merit into it. Like all that went out the window for me this season. His first year or last season, his first year was like, okay, like you played very, very well against Duke and the Champions Classic, all that stuff. And then I think it's the inconsistency. And then, you have the Purdue exhibition game. You think, all right, he's got the pieces. He's got the players now. But I think here's the thing with Mark Pope. It doesn't. Okay, so those games can be an example of a ceiling, right? Like you do. Right. I think this is what makes it so frustrating. You do have the ability to beat a Rick Barnes, a Calipari, a Rick Pitino, but the floor is like devastatingly catastrophic, where you are having other teams say, well, we knew they would quit, right? Like think about Gonzaga. It's not like your floor is like a pretty average where it's like, okay, here's the thing. What everybody wants in a coach, but like can't really nail it down is like, all right, beat the teams that you're supposed to beat and be competitive with the teams you're not and occasionally win one. Don't get the amount, by multiples of points gets out of these teams and then be absolutely bitched, made a son of in a media appearance after Gonzaga's like, yeah, I mean, like we knew they would give up, or whoever said it. I can't remember. It was in the tournament, but they were talking about they watched the Gonzaga game, whatever. So I think it's like the floor just being so low that it doesn't even exist for Mark Pope is what keeps me from having hope in like these random high points, that keeps it from even being like palatable average for me, where you can beat the good teams. It's like, and I think the problem is foundational too. It's not just stats. It's like, does this team want to play for him? Do they respect him? It's a respect issue at a foundational level. So I don't care. Like you can win a game here and there, but like, it's a deeper problem than that. And that's interesting you bring that up, because I feel like more people would say stuff like that. But anybody who has a sense of the game or anything, that doesn't even make a difference right now. And I think that's more of an indictment on the program than anything.
No, absolutely. Speaking of which, just talking about Moreno coming back, I did want to play. There was a second sound by Doster, and just saying what Kentucky needs from Moreno if he did come back. And this was from Friday, so it's as relevant as I think I've seen. Like everybody's been since off. They've taken off. Like I looked, field of 68. Oh, I guess field of 76. Like Jay Paul y'all said. Everybody's just been like, it's Memorial Day weekend. We're not us, not after dark. We're a little late, but we're doing it. Yes. So let's go ahead. I'll play Rob Doster and his comments on what UK needs from Moreno if he comes back in now that he has.
I think that Kentucky needs him to be up there among the best centers in college basketball. I don't know if he will be the best center in college basketball, but I don't think it's going to be that far off, right? Like the biggest jump that players always make is between their freshman and sophomore year, and the best thing that you want to see is a guy coming back to school in the same spot with a little bit of retention, a little bit of roster continuity. So I think that there's a real chance that he could be like all-American caliber, but a lot of that will depend on, where does he develop? Is his perimeter game going to get a little bit better? Is he going to get a little bit better as a passer and as a facilitator? How does it work with a couple of ball-dominant guys like Alex Wilkins and Zoom Diallo when you have a player that is trying to have stuff run for him and run through them? So there's a lot of pieces that need to connect. And frankly, like I think Mark Pope would probably agree with me on this. Like you got to kind of have that guy show that he can get the best out of a team and the best out of a roster, and we haven't seen that from him yet as a coach at the University of Kentucky. So we'll see what ends up happening there, man. But I would be very surprised if Malachi does not return to school and ends up staying in the draft, because, again, if you are making a decision right now and there actually is a choice, you don't have a choice. You got to get back to school.
Your reaction.
So, bro, I disagree with about everything you said, and I know I'm not trying to disrespect Rob Doster because I know he knows hoops, and maybe it's just that point. Like, you're in the offseason. I know they watch so much that maybe all things are conflating together, but A, be one of the best centers in the game, be one of the best front court players. I cringed every time that kid was in the game this season. I don't think you make that jump. I don't think Mark Pope has any track record of developing a front court player. What the fuck is he talking about? Is he going to develop his shot? Maybe he's talking about maybe stretch the offense out there. So like the defense is stretched, so you can make some opportunity that way. But what you need is a fucking physical front court. What the fuck are you talking about develop his shot? Like, that's not what they need from him. They need a guy who can rebound. What are you talking about? Did you watch any of it? Like, this past season, Rob Rosser, what are you talking about? I don't get that at all. And then, well, he hasn't quite shown it yet that he can get the most out of his players. I think he did. I will give Mark Pope credit. I think he did show that his first year. He did get the best of the players he recruited. They were a very specific type of player. Last year was the exact opposite of that. So, I don't know. I just think that was a not necessarily deeply educated comment on somebody who's seen a lot of what Mark Pope has done at Kentucky, and especially Malachi Moreno, but I just don't understand at all the premise of like, maybe he'll develop his shot. It's like, that's not what they fucking need. They need him to grab a fucking rebound. What are you talking about?
Well, and that's what I'm trying to look here right now, and I hate it because I'm kind of relying a little bit on AI. But like, I'm looking over here. I was like, give me the best centers in college basketball last season and like this upcoming season. And like, obviously,
I didn't even know you could ask it that. Wow.
Well, I just Googled it. It's, the top centers in college basketball. It's got like a list of guys: Henry Visar from North Carolina, Ryan. But I don't trust any of this. Like, yes, he's perennial defensive player of the year in the Big East. This Kalkbrenner and guys like that. But like in none of these lists. And I'm looking at Malachi Moreno and his stats. I know what my eyeballs say, and they say that he ain't one of the top centers in college basketball. But I'm like, is there something statistically that I'm missing that guys are seeing outside of that? The only thing that I really see that he really had to capitalize off for Kentucky, and the reason that you pony up the big bucks outside of just needing the money anyway or needing a player to fill that role, is that he's a Kentucky guy, that he's a local dude, and it's a good vibe crap. I don't know. I don't mind
coach
it.
We have now. Don't care. Literally, don't care.
Right, I'm looking at it. Rebounding. Okay, his averages per game: 6.3 rebounds. I'm sorry, I'm reading it from a different angle, so it's not starting with points. But 7.8 points, 6.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.5 blocks, 0.5 steals. Like, nothing about that stands out as one of the best centers coming back to college basketball.
Third team All-American. Like, that's not even that doesn't even make a dent on anything. And beyond that, it's like so much of the game, especially in the front court, it's just physicality. It's like, how do you impact the game when you're in the game? Like with Anthony Davis, of course, it's like, who was it? Oh my God, who was the kid, the big old tall kid on Michigan? And he reminded me of Anthony Davis in the way that he just impacted the game just by his height, just by his physicality, just being there without anything that you saw on a stat sheet, right? Yeah. It scared, the other team from penetrating deep in the lane, all this stuff. Yeah. Moreno, how does he impact the game when he's in it? It's like you're holding your breath because he's going to fuck up some rebounds. He's going to fuck up some loose balls. He just like can't hold on to anything. So even if the stats were fantastic, that still would be a factor. Also, what Doster said, it's like, okay, the biggest improvement for players is between freshman and sophomore year. Yeah, that's a stat I used to talk about all the time in TV too. But I think a lot of that too is before transfer portal, right? Like, it's it's like when you would go somewhere and develop and you've been with a coach and you see a huge difference. But now I feel like that's been knocked loose on its head because the biggest jump you see, guys, is them getting to the right program now. It's not necessarily freshman to sophomore year. It's like, have you found the right fit for you? So I don't think you can rely on that as much, honestly, especially in a weight room like Kentucky's where it doesn't seem like they make leaps and bounds of advantages each off season. Like, he's probably going to come back softer and weaker. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hate on everyone, but it's just
I don't disagree with you too. That is something like when I think of my prototypical center of who I want, what I need to make me feel better. It's what Louisville fans kind of yelled and screamed about, and why Pat Kelsey made his adjustments. It's you need guys, and I don't know, but that Badunga fits that role. Like, I know he's defensive player of the year, whatever, in Big 12 and all that. There's other guys you're adding into it. You have the freshman Obina Ikize and however he's going to play and how much of a role he will play. But, when we talk about like the great centers that we have, like you talk about Anthony Davis, you talk about Gorgie Zhang, you talk about, sorry, I'm going the old Big East, but Hasheem Thabeet. Guy, like he gave me nightmares. Hasheem Thabeet, guys like that are physically imposing.
Is he Georgetown?
Yeah, he was Georgia. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Oh, UConn. Sorry, UConn. Yeah, UConn. No, I don't know why, but he terrified me. And that for some reason, I don't know why, but there's certain guys like that. That's what I'm talking about in the city. Malachi Moreno, he instills fear in nobody. Like you said, softness. Yeah. Real quick. Well, Swaggy Stein, I hope you're still in here. You approve of Moreno retaining? Okay, I want more details from you. I want you because you Swaggy Stein, and I respect you, and I like this is my guy. We met at the zoo one time. I was walking around the zoo with my kids, and there's this UK fam. There's Swaggy Stein. There's this big blue bum who comes walking down the road at me. He's looking at me, and I'm like, this guy's looking at me. Why is this guy looking at me? Like, what did I do? Did I just because I was wearing a Uval pullover, or no, not a pullover, a polo at the time. So I'm like, it's got to be that. Like, is this guy really about to start a fight? We're gonna brawl big. You're like, we brawl big boy. Is this what we're doing? And then he comes over and just gives me like the biggest hug. Love this guy. He's a good dude. But I need to know because you went from somebody I view to be very reasonable, angry, similar to me, but you've been very positive. You've been riding that wave that you've been drinking the big blue Kool-Aid. So I need to know, what is it about Moreno that does it for you for this upcoming season? I see you haven't switched it back to Swaggy Pope, so you're not all the way there, but you are Swaggy Stein right now. So Swaggy Stein, give me that.
Formerly Swaggy Pope?
Yeah, that's
Swaggy Stein is formerly the artist formerly known as Swaggy Pope.
It's the same guy. It's the same guy. Yeah, he just changes it for the coach that he prefers at the time. So it'll be whatever the next football coach is after Stein. Anyway, Aaron Wells, geek speak ain't working these days. You tell him. Okay. Shout out to our members. I do want to make sure I point that out. Shout out guys like Walt Nicholas, like Drew Hoskins, Wags, and other people that are signed up to be members. I appreciate it. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee. But guys, that just help support us and help to ensure that we're able to keep doing this and keep it rolling. So if you haven't already, consider joining the member squad if you'd like. We're going to have more stuff, especially now. Right now may be a really good time if you want to join the member squad because we're going to have Big Rig here on Wednesdays. I'll make sure that I definitely read your chat that you have and whatever you want to do going at the Big Rig. But also you can use the Big Rig emoji, the incredible bulk that I deserved. It's a big, that I created. That's a big blue Hulk with a big blue gut version of Streevil, and it's perfect. So anyway, but Walt thinks his Pope's antics last season make me question his mental stability as a leader throughout the season if he struggles with a less talented team. So
yeah, I agree with that completely. Like I agree with that more than like Moreno. It's great that he's back. I agree with that take more than it's great that Moreno is back.
Dougie,
clowns, us clowns,
us.
Yeah, you know it, baby.
But Dougie, give me something. Just give me something. Give me something back. Like instead of just calling names or whatever, being upset. Like because I'm not
ad hominem attacks.
Yeah. That we're not just loving up on Mark Pope, loving up on Moreno. Give me something. Give me a reason why you're so pumped up about. And I know you're one of the guys too that says Momcilovic is definitely going to UK. He's definitely going there. It's fine. Yeah, you absolutely are getting. We talked so long about how there's so many players that have just lined up and showed up and gone out to Lexington, met Mark Pope and said, this is where I want to be. This is the coach. This is the guy that's going to get me to the next level. I don't know how many times that you have to be urinated on. Tyron Stokes, like I said, Robert Brett III, all of these guys that just keep going out there and take your money to visit and then say, no thanks, I'm going to go somewhere else. And once again, Rick Pitino is one of the three coaches involved in this. I'm sorry. I would be a little bit scared. Rick Pitino is going to go out there and take his former players.
And steal your man.
Yes, he has. He's already done it once. He's done it to most schools at this point, even as a Louisville. I'm not talking that talk saying that I expected to get him. I hope we get him and think it would be awesome if Louisville got him because then I actually am talking about a national title contender. Louisville may be that without it, but I don't know that we have national title contending coaching. That's my issue, is I don't know that he can get them there. So at the same time, shut your ass up. Give me a little bit more details than just you're a clown. That bothers me. It doesn't bother me, but it's just lazy. Give me something. You got the chat. It's free. You don't have to pay to send it in. You're not sending text messages in where you have to pay for every text message anymore. So give me something.
You ain't texting with T9. Funny how, like a clown? What am I, a clown to you? What's so funny?
Do I make you laugh like a clown? Every time Anna talks about Mark Pope.
You're gonna hear
the simmering fury in her voice. I was read as furry. I was like, I don't think she's a furry.
She's not a furry.
Not a furry. Not a furry. Streeble is. Streeble confirmed.
You know what I would like to use NIL money on is like funding a body cam movement where we pay a recruit to just go in there and record all the weird shit that Mark Pope says. That seems more of a benefit to NIL funds to me right now to figure out what the root of the problem is. Like, no telling what kind of weird shit. But I would rather spend money on that than to be told by another recruit.
You know, I'm almost, now that you say that, I'm almost kind of surprised that they haven't done that. Because like, if it's that weird, and you've heard that many times that people have gone in there, sorry, Dougie. My bad.
Sorry, Doug. We're sorry, Doug.
But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm not able to.
They are. You're right. They're clowns. You're right.
But I misread it. I wanted to.
I did too. Doug, we're sorry. We're quick on the trigger, but also quick to apologize.
I'm kind of looking for a reason to get it up. I mean it that way. I'm looking for a reason. I'm sorry.
Sarah!
Okay.
Sarah, lock the door. Go to bed.
We love you. We love you. Yeah, she's waiting. Stay up, honey. I didn't get ready to not. Anyway. Okay. Schneider says the dude scored in double figures in like 2 of the last 10 games, right?
I don't want to talk about our bad attributes. I don't want to talk about weak things.
Yeah. Oh, Drew Hoskins, good boy. Secret shopper for Pope's weirdness around recruits. We need that. No,
undercover boss.
Yeah, they do need that. I do wonder. It's kind of weird. Like if it is that odd, how has that not happened? You get secret footage of all kinds of stuff. Somebody acts up a little bit. Right. Like you think, okay, I'm not doing the whatever, but I got the Ray-Ban, whatever, the record 3 minutes. Just record 3 minutes real quick. Just click it on, record it, and click it off. That's all you got to do. Just get Mark Pope, I don't know, reciting, what is it? What a King's College scholarship or whatever. Hamilton. Yeah, that stuff.
Like, Hamilton is the worst thing I ever saw. Did I ever tell you that? One of my friends at my last job was like, Hamilton is so awesome. Like, you need to watch it. It is so cool. Yeah. I watched 35 seconds of it. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm done with society. I was already done with it, but that's the worst shit I've ever seen. It hurt my ears. And if our coach likes that, I have issues with it. But also all the money that is going into recruiting and shit, why wouldn't there be some accountability? Like he needs like a parole officer in there with him to be like, are you doing weird shit? Knock it off.
Or like, you think at least his wife or like his daughters would be like, "Hey, like Dad, this is weird." Like you
weirding people out. Dad.
Yeah, you think there'd be something about that? It's funny you say that because like my twin brother, he likes the weirdest shit. Like he's like the widest range of music. So he was helping me sometime last year redo our floors. So we're redoing them, whatever. But he's just blasting his music. So like. My father-in-law's over, their family's over because they're helping. I'm not a handyman. Like I'm learning from people, but like my thought was I'd like to pay somebody to do this for me. But John and my brother and then John, her dad, are out there like fixing everything, doing whatever. Every time something goes wrong, I know it's gonna be fixed before I even get home, kind of thing. Because he's gonna come over and do it. But it makes me look like less of a man to him. He's like, he's like, boy, I fixed your thing again. Thank you, sir. Anyway, Brian's in there and like he's in there. So like her family's very, religious. They, go to they're Christians. They go to church, all that. So Brian's like he plays either like metal, screamo, whatever, kind of crazy, like I'm gonna kill my slit my wrist, like that kind of stuff. And then it's just on random. So like Encanto could come on for his daughter because he was whatever. And then Hamilton comes on and he's singing Hamilton in my kitchen in between Headbangers Ball, whatever bullcrap kind of stuff comes on. It's the weirdest situation.
Multifaceted, baby. Me too, but like I can't get down with Hamilton. Something about it is I think it's a government psyop. I think there's something about Alexander Hamilton that they don't want us to know. So they're creating this piece of media to make us feel good about him. But that's a story we can get into on a weird Wednesday.
Is that kind of like the thing where Disney created Frozen because people kept looking up Walt Disney Frozen head or that he was frozen or whatever, and that's why they created the movie Frozen?
Could be, or I'm just thinking about like any topic that they want us to have an opinion on, either way, they're going to do like I think it should be pronounced biopic, but it is pronounced biopic. I think they're going to do some like story on it to like give you some like to tell you what to think about it. So I'm like, all right, why are we talking about Alexander Hamilton? What did that motherfucker do that we are not talking about? Or why are you trying to tell us it's good and cool? Because something's going on, they're not telling us, okay? And this is when James Strebel comes in, and I can't wait to see what he has to say.
I like it. No, that's a good one. We can save that for this for the series we're doing at least this summer. Brad Parnell says on Sleepers Media, one time they used Mark Pope's name as a verb, as in talking about Kelsey's portal haul, and said he could Mark Pope it up, meaning fail miserably.
I'm gonna start using that as like if I went out and started acting really fucking weird and socially awkward, and my social battery ran out, and like I needed to go home. Like I Mark Pope so hard last night, I'm never gonna talk to those people again. That's probably how I would use it as a verb.
Shout out Luther. Mark Pope is a geek with a buzz cut. The bum can't recruit. Geek? I love you, Luther. I miss you.
I haven't called anybody a geek in a while.
It's good. Luther pulls out these terms that come out whenever he calls in, and he just makes my day. Like I'm a little fan, but like listening to him crush Louisville makes my heart. I don't know. It makes my heart warm. Ridiculous says, want to hear what player y'all think is most overrated and underrated on each team. So Louisville and Kentucky currently, like right now. Okay, we can do that. You want to do that real quick?
I wish I knew it. I'm gonna let you go first because I don't know anything.
Okay, here I have that's even better. Okay, so I got Kentucky's depth chart in front of me right now. So let me do Kentucky. So I'll read off the projected starters for Kentucky: Zoom Diallo, Alex Wilkins, Cam Williams. Sorry, that's something changed. Usman and Ndiaye and Malachi Moreno as the starters. Backups: Mason Williams, Jerome Morton, Braden Hawthorne, Justin McBride, and Frank Kepning. Yo, that's that 50-year-old man that they got, right? Yeah.
That's an old man from fucking like Iowa. I don't even know, Wisconsin.
The reserves, you got Zion Hawthorne, the younger brother, obviously, of Braden, and then Trent Noah and Reese Potter. I'm gonna say Reese Potter is underrated. His brother Harry, he's been going out.
Big brother Harry, what is he? A Gryffindor? He a Ravenclaw?
Is he a Ravenclaw?
5-star out of Hufflepuff?
Okay. Here's the problem. Most of these players
are overrated.
I don't fucking know them, but I also don't know them. Like I said, I look at this depth chart for Kentucky, and I look at this team, and I'm like, it could have been it could be old school Vanderbilt. It could be Vanderbilt from a couple of years. They could be middling. They could somehow make a run in the SEC tournament, but I don't. This isn't a Kentucky basketball roster. Like no, and even adding like Momcilovic to this, that like that's cool. That's fine, and there's maybe he does go there because they can give him a large payday or whatever. We'll talk about that in a second. But as it stands,
point though, like this isn't a Kentucky basketball roster, so it's like hard to say people are overrated or underrated. It's like now, okay, hey, welcome to being any other type of college basketball program where like you don't really know.
Yeah.
Like you don't have this like archive of a ton of opinion and knowledge on these players. So it's like, yeah, welcome to like what everyone else is. You don't get to be great anymore because you can't fucking recruit. So it's like, okay, whoever these people are, you're not gonna know until you see them play. It's not like you're like evaluating whether John Wall is a bust or he's underrated. It's different now. You don't really have the luxury of doing that.
Okay, so if I'm going to go overrated with this Kentucky team, there's one of two players. And it's going to be either it's going to be Malachi Moreno, who we're talking about right now. I feel like that's pretty easily going to be your pick, I'm going to guess right now. And then my other pick, the only other one that I really had to even go off of would be Alex Wilkins. He's a guy who's hyped up, who Strebel and a bunch of people have talked. I think his game probably is very good. So he can't be an underrated player because, this is what he's been talked about. But he's from Furman? Is that where he played? I think it was something like that. So it's one of those Radford Warrior type players that sorry, I'm just trying not to cough into the mic.
No, I'm just like, I don't even know
where he very well may be the next Radford Warrior, right? He may be the guy who, Strebel's kind of eating crow there at the end until however the season falls apart and whatever. But he's to me, he's very hyped up. Maybe some inflated stats there just coming from Furman, like to me personally.
I would agree.
So yeah, overrated, underrated.
That and Hawthorne. Like I agree, like Zion Hawthorne, it's like this wouldn't be news anywhere else. Like I don't care. Like it's disconcerting to me that was even a story. So that to me spells overrated. Like that should have never been a blip that we were. We got Braden Hawthorne's brother. All right, never say that to my face again.
Cool, thanks, bro. yeah, exactly. Underrated. I mean,
no one. Okay, no one's underrated.
I mean, I don't like.
No.
Give me a sec. The problem is I've seen no less than nothing. What Trent Noah? No, I'm kidding.
What? No one is underrated. No one is underrated. They're all overrated.
I'm working on them. You know what?
Underrated doesn't exist anymore.
I'm gonna go with Usman and Ndiaye because I'm gonna say he's playing this is from playing in the Italian league, Paisan over there, and they're playing in the Serie A, right? He's playing out there in the Serie A. I'm gonna give him also. By the way, just Jesus Christ, like Juventus just shitting down their leg at the end of the season. I know you don't care. I'm just doing this. Jason Entz, if you're out there watching for any reason listening.
Jason Entz, if you can hear me, Jason Entz. Jason Entz.
It's like I'm calling to Jason Entz like he is the Lord. You're like,
Jason Entz, if you're listening right now.
Jason Entz, I call out your name right now. But dear Lord, I mean, he knows he's sitting in the same boat as Milan, who has a former Juventus coach. He was also a former Milan coach, but also got their ass kicked, but lost today, dropping them out of the top four. They're missing Champions League. It's all bullshit. Juventus should never be there. Juventus should be winning. Juventus should be what Kentucky basketball thinks they are of. It's the same kind of status. Juventus
Where
right now.
Juventus based?
It is based out of Piemonte, Turin. Turin.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Break
out that shroud, baby. Break out that shroud. Come on.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. No, it's in Turin. Well, that's actually on my list. And that's something we can talk about a little bit.
I've seen it.
Have you been there? Have you been to Torino?
I've been to Torino, and I've seen the Shroud of Turin because they don't display it a lot. But one time I was over there with my family, and we were there at like this point where they did display it, and it was so cool. Yeah. And one time Struble did a Weird Wednesday, and we talked about it, and he about fell out of his chair that I've seen it, and I was like, it was actually not that cool.
See, that's just I didn't have a Sunday sauce for today, so this is our Sunday sauce. This is what it is. We're talking Italian football in the middle of talking about Kentucky. I'm sorry to all the people that are bailing right now and leaving the thing. Really. We're gonna come back to it, but that is what it is. Anyway, so we'll see. But yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it plays out. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with him. I don't know. Anna. You can. See, the only other one I'd say is maybe Zoom Diallo because he's kind of a guy who's kind of he's not terribly rated as a point guard, but maybe he's a guy that could have a coming out kind of season for Kentucky. Maybe he could be that savior, that piece for Kentucky that leads them in. He's a 6'4" point guard. You're big no matter what. You got 6'4" and 6'5" two guards starting. And that's something. That's what I got. I got something. That's what I got. That's what I got.
I can't even address it. It disgusts me. I'm disgusted. Yeah. Nobody is underrated. Nobody on that roster is underrated. You are wearing a Kentucky jersey. You don't get that luxury.
Trice says, what specifically about Pat Kelsey's coaching bothers Soforo? X's and O's style or just our general lack of wins?
Like his height.
I don't care about his height. His height doesn't bother me. I don't care if he's 5'7", 5'8", whatever he is. It's fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me. He can sit his ass on the bench the whole time. Who cares? Who knows? Like it is what it is. I dealt with plenty of guys with little man syndrome. It doesn't bother me unless you're in an AH, and he doesn't seem to have the AH part in him. Too bad, except for when it comes to Matt McGavick, and I think it's funny. So it's okay.
I respect little AH,
but I love Matt McGavick. So. But anyway, he says, what about his coaching bothers me? Well, a lot of it too was just a lack of adjustment. He just kind of, it was living and dying with the three. That's what it was. A lot of last season, he expected to have guys that could always, that were always going to be able to shoot. And fill it up. And problem is, you have a trust in guys like Isaac McNeely, who I said stay in North Carolina and never want to see him in a jersey again. People hated me. People got mad at me and whatever. I don't like the lack of adjustment. I don't like the fact that for all last two seasons, really not having strength in the interior, the lack of big men, lack of physicality, same things you kind of are breaking down about Moreno, lack of physicality, overall, that bothers me when you don't have those guys. I don't need a big man who's going to be trying to shoot in threes. I don't need you. Like Gorgie was fun and cute because he had mastered the rest of his game where it was like, oh, by now let's just start making threes against Michigan State and stuff. That's funny. And that works then when you're already great at what you can do.
Because you're a threat from multiple places, right? It's not like you're just like a weak little substitute for a wing player without the rest of the skill set. It's like you have to be good in the post too for that to be a viable threat.
Yeah. Yeah. When he can start, shooting it from the free throw line and taking those mid-range ones, get it, and then it pull the game out a little bit. That I'm fine with. It's just make sure you're good at what I expect you to do, which is protecting the rim. Yeah. And rebounding. So that was my issue. Lack of wins is the other part when it comes to not lack of total wins, but same thing last year. The year one, or at least let's say year zero, right? Year one for Pat Kelsey. There was a lot of fake juice, and I had that feeling, but it felt good that they were racking up wins. The ACC was down. You had a lot of that, but he did what he needed to do. He went out there and beat the teams he's supposed to. Fortunately, lost the teams he also was supposed to when he came to Duke both years. And overall, my issue with him is this season, there are no excuses. When you have this level of talent, when you have this much investment in this team, people are talking, and I know people get mad when I say $30 million or whatever it is. The roster, I mean, they're acting like they're spending money. They're acting like they're spending close to 30. Like, especially if you get Momcilovic. Yeah, right. And we're crying poor on this side, and then it makes sense in the end why they do it. It does make sense. We read the article, and Josh Hurd says you kind of have to. This is a gamble, and basically you have to do everything you can. Otherwise, you're not going to be making money anyway because fans aren't going to come to games, and you're going to take those losses, and it's going to be even maybe bigger in the end. Louisville basketball's got to be. You got to beat somebody of merit. You got to beat a Calipari. You got to beat a Self. You got to beat one of those Hall of Fame coach guys. It's funny. Now I'm, heaping praise on Calipari now when I was saying about how you couldn't coach. No, we've seen what it looks like to be roll the ball out and can't coach guy. That's what Kenny Payne is. And those kind of circumstances. So to me, it's you got to go out there and beat. And I'm sorry. Yeah, he beat Kentucky. But
I was just going to say that. It ain't enough to beat Kentucky anymore when it's fucking Mark Pope. Like, Kentucky fans should be offended by that. But it's a truth. It's real. He
better hope he doesn't go out there and lose to Mark Pope on the road. He better hope that doesn't happen this year with this team. I'm just saying.
People are still like, oh, like Louisville's still looking for their big win when they beat the fucking brakes off of Kentucky this year. It's like, have you no shame, Kentucky fans? Like, when did we become a stupid fan base? And I'm sorry, like, don't come at me with a pitchfork here, but it's true. I thought Kentucky was
the
always
fact that the status of that win can be relegated to like an afterthought that's sad. Yes, that's depressing. Yeah,
it is.
It's supposed to be a big hit. Like if you're Kentucky, it's like, man, we lost that Louisville game. We don't lose that game. We don't lose. You're Kentucky. You don't lose that game. Well, as long as Mark Pope's there, you might be losing that game now.
And it's like, all right, okay, fine. As long and it was almost like a relief that Kentucky sucked so bad the rest of the season because it was like, okay, well, at least Louisville beat Kentucky when they absolutely were trash. Like if it were a good Kentucky team, it would have bothered me, but I think that says a lot too. It's like I don't even fucking care. It's like that's Dougie, thank you.
Yeah, shout out, thank you.
At you. We didn't mean to.
Hey, but if you ever want to
we're quick on the trigger.
Hey, if you're listening and you like to rage bait, feel free to rage bait me if you're not. But we love you too, Dougie. We love you. I do like some rage bait. Yes, Moreno, not Dan Marino, more like Moreno is how it's spelled.
Goodbye, Dan Marino. Dan Marino is not coming back.
Right. Yeah, but guys, we appreciate it. Real quick, I do want to make sure I continue to say it. If you're in here, if you haven't already, like the video, please. That helps us. I know it sounds stupid or whatever, but just hitting that button helps us to get in the algorithm a little bit more. Show. I know I've been a little bit off, like with making videos, the weekly stuff that I've been hoping that hopefully we'll get that rolling once again, especially when there's news centric stuff. But absolutely, you're gonna have Sunday. I was about to call it Sunday Sauce, but After Dark on Sundays. The Sunday Sauce is us, and then now we got Streeble in the mix as well on Wednesdays throughout the summer. So definitely tune in for that. We appreciate it. But again, liking the video, subscribing, all that good stuff. That's great. I do want. Let me go back because people get mad at me all the time because I'll do the thumbnail story, and then I'll not touch on it until too late, and their attention span is so short that they're like, well, this was a clickbait. This was clickbait, and I'm mad at you because you didn't. This isn't what the topic was. It is the topic. There's a vast variety of topics that we can talk about, and sometimes it may not be the one that I lead off with. We had the breaking news of Malachi Moreno, so we had to. So Momcilovic, the main one that was going to be the story that won't die, but hopefully will be dying sometime soon. Either whether he ends up at Louisville, at Kentucky, at St. John's, or to stay in the NBA, which I doubt. But let's talk about him for a second, if you don't mind. I know Anna doesn't love the recruiting stuff, but like I can no, it's not that you don't know, it's that you don't like. It's more of like get them here and then we can break down the game and talk about it.
I would be happy to assess, but like everything else before that is a figment of my imagination, and I'm not going to waste emotions.
The recruiting process I don't love, but when it comes to the commitment part, and then I'm like, this is our guy, this is what I had to look forward to, and I can see some of that I do enjoy. And also, like, I saw what Iowa State looked like, and they were impressive, especially in that beatdown of Kentucky. But his game, Momcilovic, and having a guy, Louisville, this is an important piece. I don't know. I've heard people try to say that Louisville people are saying that they're out of it. I have not seen any of that anywhere. It's Jody Demling sliding into your DMs and just telling you, Big Blue Nation, man, guys, let me know, because I haven't seen any of it. But anyway, excuse me. Sorry, the cough is not going away. It's just whatever. Right. My voice, it's raspy. It is what it is. As it stands, Milan Momcilovic, I think a lot of the talk around it has been, and the way that Kentucky fans are slowly like twisting and turning this thought process is that it's kind of like get a Milan Momcilovic or bust for Kentucky. Like, if you get him, you have a reason to kind of believe or kind of dream for this season that things can come back and that he can kind of lead you. He's a great 3-point shooter. He's not a respected player.
Okay, it's not Moses Momcilovic.
Yes.
No.
He might be. He's Milan. You ever go to Milan? You went to Milan. If you went to Torino, you went to Milan. You're that to me. I feel like Milan's like the basic white girl place to go.
Oh yes,
of Italy.
Milan Fashion Week.
I don't need to see AC Milan. I don't need to see
Northern Italians. They don't even care.
Yeah. Well, Juventus is northern too, so still whatever. But anyway, as it stands, college players that are in the NBA draft currently have until May 27th, so this week at 11:59 p.m. to withdraw from the draft to retain their NCAA eligibility. So we will get at least the information that he is coming back to college. We may still not get that commitment yet, but we'll see what happens. Looking for here's some of the things that were floated out when it comes to Milan Momcilovic. He's looking for a first-round promise, which is unlikely in the NBA draft, so he's coming back, right? He's going to come back. Let me play some of the sound, though. Rob Doster, obviously, when Andy Sweeney brought him on, he really probably was focused on the Momcilovic story because it's the most intriguing story and when it comes to college basketball recruiting right now, because he is, I think, the top recruit potentially on the board left that anybody could pick up and could be a game changer in their season. So I will go ahead and play that now.
I think that the place that he could end up getting drafted might move up a little bit just because there won't be as many players in front of him, right? But he's not the kind of guy that's going to go from being like a potential second-round pick to a potential lottery pick, right? We know what he is. I think I would use LeBaron Philon as the example of last year, where he was like kind of an early second-round pick projection. He comes back to school, and everyone's like, oh, wow, look at this. This is a kid that can average 20 points and 6 assists, right? Like, maybe he's worth drafting closer to the back end of the lottery. I don't think Momcilovic is that, because I think he kind of is what he is as a potential NBA player. The question is, if that's someone where you are like a projected early second rounder, where you are someone that's going to, if you're lucky, you can get like a 3-year deal with 2 of the years guaranteed at like $1 million plus on each one of those years. If that's what you're looking at in the NBA, and you can come back and you have a choice between UCLA, St. John's, Kentucky, and Louisville, all of those schools have lots of money. All of those schools badly need someone that can average like 16 or 17 points a game and can shoot. There will be a bidding war for you. Like, you got to come back if you're him. You're going to make more next year if you're Milan Momcilovic, this is just my opinion, than you will in your first 5 years as an NBA player, based off of what you are right now. So I've said this a million times. Right now, if there is a choice to be made, there is no choice to make. You have to come back.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. We're just waiting. Yeah. Just we all kind of know it at this point. Just come back and think. I really appreciate
Moreno. It's like, why are you even playing the game anymore? Yeah, that shit was freaking hilarious. Is it Silovich? Would it change?
So
in front?
I've seen.
Wait, also, what was that guy talking about? The clip with Disney.
Oh, that was because we were talking about Disney. Yeah. Brad Marnell's talking. He threw us for a curveball. Since I learned they created the whole lemmings jumping off a cliff myth, they threw those poor things off the cliff. Brad Parnell, I guess I could look it up and research it, but if you could just give us a synopsis of that, let us know. What did they throw off? Is it something that you can't maybe write on here? Is it something that's going to get us in trouble? Let us know.
Do it even more. Say it even more, okay? Mark Pope can't recruit, coach, communicate. Well, he can sing you a musical song, so respect that. He's weird and gives you that vibe. Can't imagine him talking to parents. I'd steal. That's the wrong version. Even though Luther, I respect you so much. It's the wrong version still. I'd steal that bitch and slam the door. And maybe it is the right.
I think he is using. I think he means like, yeah.
But you are. I thought you were trying to steal a bitch. No, Luther, I'm sorry for trying to correct you. You're right.
It's colorful lingo. You know what I mean? It's just that colorful lingo that Luther.
Yeah, it was imagery, and I wasn't ready for it. So you're right, Luther. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the L on that.
I love Luther just going off in the comments.
This roster is pathetic and couldn't win a church like Jimmy. I would freaking agree.
Actually, you know what I want for now on, Anna? Whenever Luther comes out, like he has a comment, you read it. I want in your voice. You read it. That's what I need, because it's usually something you're probably gonna leave it. Well, Nicholas says Montgomery is my sleeper for Louisville, but since he's from Dayton, I can't call him underrated. You know what? I am kind of with you. We didn't even do Louisville
roster.
My bad.
No, we didn't.
We didn't even do Louisville. My bad. Real quick, okay, and then we'll get back on Momcilovic. Walt Nicholas, you're right. I'm with you, though. I'm absolutely with you on Montgomery. Watching some of that.
That's how I feel about Kentucky's whole roster. Sorry, but that's how I feel about their whole roster. Nobody's fucking underrated.
But I was watching the highlight footage got me turned on. Like, it is what it is. Like, I didn't care. I was like, oh, that's fine. They got a Dayton player, whatever. And then I watched the highlight footage of just those hammers he was throwing down. And I was like, all right, I'm on board. This is my guy. If he can, doctors of dunk it up or whatever it is. If he can bring some of that to the table, I'm here. Because I've seen many seasons of guys being unable to dunk a ball, so I will take that anytime now. So for my underrated player, yeah, that's good. Overrated. Could it be Badunga in the end? Could Badunga be the overrated player? We talked about, when we talk about the amount of money. The reason I say I don't think he's overrated, but what I'm saying is with the amount of money that Louisville poured into him to lock him down day one, him and Shellstad together. Shellstad's a guy that I don't think he's highly rated by any means. I know Strebel loves crapping on him because he tries to compare him to Jalen Lowe and whatever. Maybe he ends up being that way because they're not the tallest of point guards. But I think Badunga, if he doesn't put it together defensively, if he doesn't play in a way that if he's not a dominant big man, being for most parts in the transfer portal, the number one transfer portal guy out there early on, if he doesn't live up to somewhat of that kind of mantle, I think maybe that would be the guy that you probably have to say maybe he was a little bit overrated to come in there. But I'm gonna be optimistic. This isn't me, but I'm going to be optimistic that he lives up to it.
Well, I really like the point you bring up there of how, I guess, NIL and what people are paid and even like expectations for him with transfer portal and everything. I think it like broadens the horizon of what can count as overrated. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the money factor. That's a new thing that I don't think is talked about enough. It's like what resources and importance is poured into you as a player being here. And I think that used to be really reserved for just freshmen coming in, like out of high school. But now it's not just like you're not playing well, but it's like, are you worth what we spent on you? I don't think it's really talked about enough. Mark Pope would get mugged walking through the middle of train track used campus at night. I don't know who you're trying to hate on more. Was that a
both? It's both. No, it's both. Train track U is Louisville. He's hating on Louisville, but he's hating on
in the
Mark
hood. Okay.
He's calling Louisville the ghetto, if you will. That's what. Yeah. Yep. That's
Shout
what he likes
out
to do.
the ghetto. The ghetto.
Yes.
It's
all right.
Isaac McThreely, the polka dot. Okay.
Yeah. let me pull it back. We'll come back to these comments here in a little bit. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, every Sunday night, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Real quick, I do want to shout out our friends over at Boom Boss Pizza. If you're watching a game, if you're out with the family, if you're trying to wrap up an evening, my family and I, we like to do Fridays. It's pizza night. It's easy with the kids. That's how you know it's family time, right? That's how you know you've become a washed up white family, is when you're having pizza night on Fridays and white people taco night on Tuesdays. And stuff like that. We got the lettuce and the salsa from the grocery store, however the song goes. But anyway, yes, we do all that. But it's just easy on us. But anyway, Boom Boss makes it even easier. Obviously, they have multiple different stores. They have one in the Highlands, Westport Village, J-Town, Jeffersonville, and in E-Town. They have the best crafted for you pizza, beer, and shareables. I love the beer cheese and all the stuff they have there. Make sure you check out Boom Boss Pizza. They're big. If you like Streeble Show as well, they're big sponsors of Streeble Show too. So make sure you check out Boom Boss Pizza and shout us out when you are there. Like I said, subscribe, all that crap. Okay, back into the Milan Momcilovic stuff, and I saw some comments there that I want to get to. But basically, when it comes to Momcilovic and where he wants to end up, and I'm just gonna stick with the college path. I just don't see a place where he really ends up staying in the NBA draft, even though this is like the one thing that's not to be said or not to be understated is how much he wants to be in the NBA, because he'd be one guy who may actually not, capitalize on the amount of money that he could make because he really wants to be in the league. But he has said previously that he wants to play for a contender. And I guess when I asked that is if the three teams that you have are Louisville, Kentucky, and St. John's, and then I've seen what the comment that you see, and it's in the chat, and I'll bring it up. But does he mean the program or the team? And what I mean is Kentucky basketball, yes, that's a contender year in and year out if you look at Kentucky basketball. But right now, they are the Kinos. They are Kentucky in name only, and they are not. I'm going to keep using that term from now on. So, yeah, make sure, yeah. But right now, if you want a program or a team that's going to be a contender, you're picking between Louisville or St. John's, and I'm sorry.
My ass going to St. John's.
St. John's, I know. I
can't play for Rick Pitino.
Because if you want, if you really care that much about it, yeah, Rick Pitino's the guy. I mean, you saw what he's done in his short time playing coaching at St. John's to build St. John's, who year in and year out, every coach they went through, every effort that they made, they continued to flub it up to fail. And now you got Rick Pitino, you got Mike Rapoli and that bankroll coming in and buying whatever he wants on that team. St. John's would be if I were Momcilovic, that's where I would be headed.
And
at least.
I'll say, how I feel like there's this big thing with Gen Z. It's like they're going back to tradition. They're going back to the church. They're going back to all these things. Yeah. And I think who was it at Recruit recently that picked St. John's and he was like, I just wanted to play for a tough coach who would coach me up. It's like, okay, I respect these young men for wanting to go back to the basics of somebody.
Wasn't that Freeman?
I think it was Freeman.
The guy who chose not to go to Kentucky.
Yeah, I want to play, and I respect the fuck out of that.
That's what it was.
Remember, it's not about this, right?
Remember, he was sitting. I guess this is how I imagine it, but he was sitting with Mark Pope at Kentucky during his visit, and Mark Pope was talking up Rick Pitino about how great of a coach he was, about how he was in his ass every day, and how he was doing all this, and then Donnie Freeman's like, "Oh well, it's funny. I'm going there this weekend."
And his phone number, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, cool.
He texted to him, "Hey, coach, I'm probably going to commit. I'm just going to let you know." And then, again, you get when Rick Pitino is sweet talking to you. Not like that. Well, he has history
we know what can happen. We know what can happen when that happens, and you're in an Italian restaurant.
He's looking at you, and you're just like, I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm giving it up. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Probably say, stop recruiting me, coach. Stop.
Me, I don't know. I'd probably give it up. Anyway, Kentucky basketball though. Interesting enough, though, Kentucky basketball fans, I've noticed on Twitter, and I know Twitter is not the real world. I understand it's a very small percentage of people compared to Facebook and all the other things, social media wise, that are on Twitter. It's still my favorite place, still my favorite application to use where I get all my news and all that. I'll get all my fake news. But a lot of Kentucky fans I've noticed have grown very, very confident in the race for Momcilovic over Louisville and St. John's. And I guess there's some commentary to be had. Actually, let me go ahead and throw it to the sound before I talk about what some of the other people said. But we have this other sound from Rod Doster where he talks about Momcilovic looking at St. John's, Louisville, and Kentucky. Oh, there's my voice.
I don't know if UCLA and St. John's would. I could see it with St. John's just because, like, you're dealing with a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
That really wants to be able to win. And when you have billionaires that are willing to spend money without needing a return on investment, like, that's the biggest thing, right? Like, do you have someone that just has the kind of FU money where it doesn't matter if you spend $4 million? That's kind of like what Michael Poley has. And if he decides that he just wants to open up the checkbook, then who knows what'll happen there. I think that Louisville probably makes the most sense, but it's also a situation that you're going into where you are probably going to end up just kind of playing a role, right? Whereas I think if you're Milan Momcilovic at Kentucky, you're going to be a little bit more featured. And I think that there's more of an avenue to being like an all-league kind of a guy if you are at Kentucky or if you are at St. John's and if you are at Louisville right now. And that's because I think that Louisville has more weapons. Like, if you're Milan Momcilovic and you're going to that program, you're there because you and Carter Knox are going to kind of be the 3-and-D players on the team, where Jackson Shelstead and Flory Badunga and Adrian Woolley are going to kind of be the feature pieces, right? That's just the way that I when I look at that roster, what I see. Now, that means you probably could average 14 or 15 a game, but I don't know how much is actually getting run for you as much as it is you're going to be the guy out there shooting threes. So I'll be honest, I don't know if Milan has actually even thought about that at this point.
Right.
Because I think with a lot of these guys, your thought process is,
right,
like, I'm going all in on NBA stuff because you've got plenty of time after. Like, it's not like you have to make a decision. The deadline is a decision on whether or not you are going to be coming back to school, not a deadline on this is when you need to decide where you are going to school by. So he's got plenty of time to figure it out. I wonder if he didn't, really even thought about where he would go if he came back to school.
Just a reminder, you can hear all that on the podcast with ESPN Louisville. Use the ESPN Louisville app. That's Andy Sweeney, The Take, Monday through Friday, noon to 3 p.m., ESPN 680, 105.7, and the ESPN Louisville app. Your reaction there, just kind of, he did lean a little bit of, I guess, some breadcrumbs there about why Kentucky might be appealing, just because, hey, it's a bunch of bum-ass players that aren't going to be able to hold a candle to what you can bring to this team.
But also why it may not be appealing, because I liked what he talked about the return. Like, there's no big pressure for return on investment. At Kentucky, there is. Back to the mud. At St. John's, it's like a little bit like, all right, we'll throw money at you, but great thing if you're good. Sucks if you're not. But I thought that was really interesting too. But also, I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with like, oh, he probably has no idea if he declare whatever, takes his name out of the draft. I think they all know where they're going to go and where they're leaning, and it's just like a money dynamic like thing right now. I don't think there's like a huge decision to make. I think he knows if he doesn't go, because you have to have that. You have to be in conversation and communication with these coaches if they're not going to fill your slot or whatever. Like, I think you have to prioritize that, and where you're leaning towards, and it's just you're just trying to bargain and get the most money you can get.
Yeah, I sincerely hope at this point that it's not something where it's like, I hope it's like this week you say you're going back to college and then you pick that college. You don't just say, hey, we're going to let it drag out a little bit longer. Because I feel like regardless of what Doster's saying, like, the talks are happening. Like, guys are making offers. I mean, I've heard people talk about people talking about the idea of like $10 million split up between 2 years, because technically that 5-year eligibility thing will kick in this next season. So you could sign him to a contract of back-to-back years. You're talking $10 million in 2 years. That's probably going to be more than you're going to get on any kind of NBA contract going in early. So, I mean, I would do that. If Kentucky's willing to do it, I do it. Anna, you have an obligation to read these.
Okay.
Well,
word around Portland. Word around Portland is Papa John and Kelsey were caught in the backseat of a rent-a-car. I laughed my ass off.
I enjoy this.
So
I
hard
enjoy
when
this.
I first read that. Word around Portland. Who's taller, Baby Yoda or Pat Kelsey?
She doesn't even know who Yoda is. She has no idea.
Yes, I know Baby Yoda.
She doesn't know.
He's really cute.
Speaking of which, and sorry to divert again, but I didn't even know. Like, I know you don't care about Star Wars and you don't watch Star Wars and whatever. But like Star Wars, I mean, Streeble said this one time, and it's kind of true for me. Star Wars is. If I did laugh at it when he said it, because he was like, Star Wars is a big deal to me. It was a big part of my life. And when you're a child. When you're a child, it kind of is. I mean, it's just like, okay, it's similar to the same as like Kentucky basketball becomes a big part of your life. Okay. No, it is. It is. Because like, you grow up and you're just like, I mean, I know this is what, I don't know how else to say it. Star Wars, it was a phenomena when it came out. It was different than
when
just
did it
some
come
movie.
Out? Like the 80s?
The original ones came out in 1977. It was 77, 80, and then 83. Is that right? Am I right? It's like every 2 to 3 years. So it was like 77, 79, 81 or something like that. It was 2 to 3 years. Maybe in 83. But like it was a different thing. And then when they re-released them and then they did the prequels when I was a kid, it was that whole experience. I mean, when we were kids, we're not that far apart. So it's that same kind of thing. They're made for nerdy white boys. And but like everybody, but at the same time, it had appeal. I mean, it's like the most.
What is the appeal? Like, what draws you? Is it just like this whole universe you can get lost in? Like how we get lost in sports sometimes? It's like a microcosm of like an emotional outlet, you know, like if you care about it.
The original trilogy was something that was so different from like, this was the first like real, to me, there's like 50s versions and they talk about whatever Flash Gordon and stuff like that, but it was different. It was its own thing. It was Darth Vader, the most badass super like whatever villain thing ever, and he ends up being an old crusty white guy. Like
the fucking Wizard of Oz.
Oh wait, I just kind of I
like
guess
our government. Oh my god.
Anyway, no, but there's just aspect. It's the whole. I mean, when you're a boy, like little kids enjoy because it's the. You know, like just like Lord of the Rings and all that have the hero's journey story and all that kind of stuff.
Little boys love that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it does all that really well. But it's, I know it sounds nerdy as hell, but like it's also just like I don't know. There's something about it. I can't place it now that I'm old and now that I'm angry. Because most of the time when I've watched Disney ruin Star Wars and I'm like, just fuck you, Disney, and I'm just angry watching it. Like literally, I know I remember hearing people say like because there were people that were my parents' age or whatever that saw the original trilogy, and then when they had the prequels, they were like, "This sucks. I hate this." But like no, I like it. Yeah, but then when the Disney ones came out, the first one I was like, fine. The second one, I was angry. Like I was livid because it just sucked that bad. And anyway, I don't know. I feel like. We need to figure out a way to do. You're gonna have to watch Star Wars on here.
Yeah,
it's got to be content because that's the only way you're gonna do it.
It's got to.
And then I need to get your reaction. Streeble needs to be a part of it because he'll do a better job of probably as a teacher, probably breaking down why. I feel like he could give you a better reason of why it's important to him.
It's so meaningful. Maybe that'll be. We'll wait till our first Wednesday together, and then after that we'll bring up like because Streeble used to do that all the time. He would like give me assignments to like watch movies. One of them was I can't remember. It's when I first came back and I was watching all these Halloween movies and and I watched what did I watch for the first time? The Exorcist was not scary to me. It was not
it's weird. Yeah, it's
like the bed is shaking. Oh, special effects.
Yeah, this is I think the idea of that being a reality is scary.
Like the exorcism of Emily Rose is scary.
Yeah,
like,
that kind of stuff. Like the real stories like of that. Like I've never experienced it, so I can't really say that. You know what I mean? But like they claim that happens and all that. So if it's somebody that you love and you know, and it's like a child. And then it's acting like a freaking demon and all that stuff. That's messed up. I think it's more of a psychological aspect.
Totally. Oh, my mom used to always be like, Anna, like, you know the devil is real. And I used to think I was going to get possessed every night. So word to the parents out there, maybe don't tell your child that because then I had night terrors. So
word to your mother. Anyway, okay. So back into it a little bit. Some of the comments I saw, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe you know who he is. Kai McClelland. Kentucky Insider. I don't know. There's so many Kentucky whatever people. I don't know. But there are comments on ESPN Lexington to where he said, to me, it seems like a perfect fit. You can plug and play with him on Milan Momcilovic possibly coming to play at UK. At Louisville or St. John's, there's some uncertainty on what position you would play. Like, to me, like Momcilovic is that kind of player that no, it's not. Positive? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's so much talent around him there. Why would he want to go there? He was going to come here and play with a lot of guys where they can just lose a bunch of games, or maybe that he'll have to have the entire team on his back. Yeah. I feel like you'd rather have guys around you that can let you do what you want. Like maybe, maybe the team doesn't need you to score at that clip, but guess what? If the team's clicking and you're playing well enough, then you can do it anyway.
It opens you up offensively. Yeah. God, that's pathetic. That's
so. That's just where it is. I don't know. Like, that's what they're talking about. The thing that kept going back to me was Mark Pope continued to scare guys off. But for some reason, this is the guy, like something about him wants to come play for this guy when nobody else did.
Does he not? Is English not his first language? So we're like, okay, like
probably not.
Mark Pope might not scare him as bad.
Yeah. I mean, if he's Serbian or whatever he is. Exactly. One of those teams. Let me hit some of these chats because I appreciate everybody that's been kind of blowing us up a little bit. South Carolina will finish ahead of Kentucky next season. You don't seem biased at all. Let's see. David Stankiewicz says Randall Lionheart. Nope. He has said he wants to play with a championship contender in Kentucky. Is not that. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. But then there was, let me pull up the comment. I saw somebody say it. Where's the guy? Did it get deleted? Okay, it must have gotten deleted or it's hidden, but there was a guy who said that Mike Rutherford, there it is, tries. Rutherford has been adamant since the rumor started that UVille is not getting Milan. And that's something to maybe take a little bit of, I do, even though Strebel will make whatever, I trust Rutherford and his kind of like sources. I guess the people he talks to are locked in. He's a good guy. He's a good dude.
I don't feel like he floats a lot of like ostentatious takes either.
No.
I don't feel like he's ever like in the thick of it. Like, sources are telling me. It's like he's usually more of like a reaction guy. So I would trust what he says.
Yeah, he's not Jack Pilgrim. He's not just trying to get
over it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At this point, Jack, he knows what he's doing. At this point, he knows what he's doing because it's just every single time it's some nonsense that he's gonna say. But so that maybe takes a little bit of my. I don't want to say that I was ever optimistic, but it's there's been intrigue there. If Louisville's done, they're done. But if they get him, then it takes us to another level for Louisville. For Kentucky, maybe it can save the season. Maybe it can save the season.
Fucking rec league level.
Yeah.
No, it would destroy the season. Like, don't give them any more chance of trying to be good. I need Pope gone.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want him, and I know he can shoot, but it's sounding like that's about all he can do. Milan may actually be the overrated player. I'm not saying I don't want him. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know enough about his game, but the problem with me is Louisville basketball under Pat Kelsey. Strebel, he's not fully wrong about this but I do, because I thought this in my head. He talked about Mark Pope going so far from what he wants to do, but I'm like, I don't really know what Mark Pope does. Does that make, you know what I mean? Like, I really don't know what his philosophy is. Like, Pat Kelsey, it's very crystal clear to me what it's been for this long. And his thought was Louisville's going so far away from it by going and entrusting with all these big men and these guys. So getting a guy like Momcilovic would actually help bring it back a little bit more to what he does by having a knockdown three-point shooter.
So I like your point here.
Because that's to me, if that's all he can do.
Because it would be he's not completely abandoning like his style and his identity.
What he is.
So it like gives him something that he can fall back on, right? Pat Kelsey. So.
Yeah, because there's that is it Isaac Ellis or whatever the kid's name who reclassified, then classified back to 07, and reclassified back to whatever he did. They brought that kid in. He's a little skinny white kid kind of thing. He's a shooter. He puts up like 30 or 40 points a game for whatever thing he's been playing in, but like he doesn't look physically ready to play at this level. Maybe for some reason he's gonna come out there and just be this baller that's gonna shock everybody. I don't know, but I just wonder where all those points are coming, because you need somebody who's able to be somewhat of a knockdown three.
Yeah.
Let's read through some more of these. Oh, there's your.
Ciao, Belicia. To my future ex-wife, Anansi. Okay. Hello. Great show as always. This talk about Ville and UK is just another reason we need a football game every year, Labor Day weekend, Sunday. I would agree that game is way better Labor Day weekend. That way, I don't know. I don't like when it was like, I understand all the rest of the rivalry games are played that Thanksgiving weekend or whatever it is, but it was just like it had too much power to define the season where that felt undue. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that as like any person of the season. Yeah. Like, I don't mean that as any like positive nod to Kentucky. Like when Louisville just beat the brakes off them. Like that obviously didn't define the season, but it's like, I didn't even like how like Kentucky could suck all season and then beat Louisville. It's like, well, at least we beat Louisville. It's like, okay, I just don't, it's just better. It's better the beginning of the season.
It did a lot of saving Mark Stoops. Like a lot during that time, a lot of maybe overinflating some of his seasons that he had.
Great way to verbalize what I was trying to say. Yes.
Yeah. Because it was just kind of like Mark Stoops was outside of that. He was, but like Louisville fans lost their entire joke of him being like 7-5 and all that when your team's the one that's getting beat. And it was just kind of like I talked about Calipari.
Lost to that trash ass team. Yeah.
I had a respect for him though because like. You know, we had mid-ass Scott Satterfield, but the difference between the two of them is Scott Satterfield couldn't get up for those kind of games. Like Mark Stoops and John Calipari, no matter how bad the seasons were or how whatever issues their team may be having, they would find a way to hype their guys up and win that game. So that's the one thing I always just kind of credit him to. But yeah, I personally. And I know there's like different contracts and different reasons. I guess supposedly they say they probably won't. But Will Stein, I do love and appreciate that Will Stein's like, I want it at the beginning of the year. Because I want it at the beginning of the year too.
He understands the people.
Well, it's just like in Louisville, and I understand Taylor Lynch's rebuttal to that was, well, the thing is Louisville has these games that they've been accumulating on their schedule where they wouldn't normally get to play them. We're talking about, unfortunately, a lot have been losses, but like Alabama, Auburn, you talk about Ole Miss, they're playing the beginning of this year and stuff like that. I understand you want to make sure you can still kind of have those, but to me, there's just something so special and now nostalgic of playing Kentucky at the beginning of the year when Louisville football comes out there, and like I said, when the weather's warm and you're drinking your beer, you're tailgating out there. I'm sorry. We did the EL Plus stream with Andy and Strebel and all the guys, and Tarullo didn't show up. We were all out there.
No, I was just going to say that shit. Not me.
It was so cold. I mean, I was wearing my trench coat. I had like 7 layers. Like my big ass was out there trying to stay warm. Like, and I was cold. Jeffries was snuggling me and keeping me warm and all of that. He's a big teddy bear. But like it was just not fun. Like if I can be at Louisville or Kentucky, give me some of that. I want to be sweating a little bit.
I'm in like a damn Hooverville. We're like over the fire in a trash can. Like we have to stay warm for this, and it's just not fun unless you go Strebel level. I love you, Strebel, and so you got to go Strebel level to keep that body warm to go in. If you know what I'm talking about.
You have to call Jeff Brahma B by the end of it.
That was the best. That was the best.
I mean, it's all right here on Dropbox. One day I'll just drop it in there. I'm sure we'll bring it up. But yeah, it is just a different atmosphere. It's a different feeling to me. I would much rather have Louisville, Kentucky play at the beginning of the year. Just for I hate for the vibes, but it kind of is. But also there is when they played so close together, it really just kind of ruins it for the person who loses the basketball game or wins the basketball game or however you want to say that, because if you win the football game and then immediately lose the basketball game, it's kind of like it didn't happen. It's just like, oh, it's over. Right. Instead, you can kind of sit with it a little bit longer and enjoy that football season until basketball comes, because we're not Duke, we're not North Carolina. We don't play 3 times a year. We play once, and it means everything. That's what I was going to say. It is our life.
Especially with football, it's like, okay, like Auburn, Alabama, it's like, okay, well, they're like they're in the same conference, right? It's different with UK football. It just it doesn't feel the same. I just like it at the beginning of the season. And I know I have better reasons than that, but I just can't think of them right now. But one day we'll remember. I'll tell you guys.
No, it's fine. I mean, some of these questions, when people just bring up the topic, it's hard to come back to it. And like I said, it's getting late too. Let me get.
And I can't wait to be your ex-wife.
It's funny.
Yes. That I'm pretty sure you may be my cousin too.
Yeah, you think it's your cousin, but yeah. Trice says Soforo is right that UK is just like Star Wars. Both are dead brands at the moment. Woo! There you go. Brad Purnell, I was a Star Wars fan before I was a Ville fan. I was 11 in 77 and 17 when the third one came out in 83. I just saw The Mandalorian Grogu today. Oh, how depressing was that, Brad? Brad, how depressing was that sack of shit? I was just saying that because like I've heard people talking about it. It's I mean, they see. I'm gonna get. Grogu is Baby Yoda. That's what Baby Yoda's name is. That's the name of it.
Like AI.
It's dumb. They ruined the whole thing. There was a whole storyline. I literally could create a storyline for this that would have killed. That I can do it. But somehow these people just shit themselves. Well, I know.
Let
It's
me
nerdy.
just pull out my drafts.
And I don't care. I don't care. You can make fun of me being nerdy. It's fine. I have touched a woman before. It's fine. I have 4 kids. I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. I'll be okay.
My wife likes me.
Yes, she does. What's the line? I like me. Okay. It's okay. You may whatever, but I like me. Anyway, the original was definitely an allegory for the Vietnam War.
Okay,
that is correct.
Jay Paul, this is what I'm trying. That's what I want to know. What is like the metaphorical basis of like, what story they try to tell? It's a Vietnam War thing.
So there's, I remember, I loved it. There was back in like when I was in, I don't know, middle school, high school, the History Channel or something like that did a deep dive on Star Wars, talking about all the things. There's biblical themes in it. There's all kinds of that stuff. The dark side, light side, all that kind of stuff. It's just a very well written.
So it's
good
propaganda.
Story.
So Vietnam War, dark side, light side. So it's propaganda.
Well, I mean, literally, the Darth Vader's the white, whatever called stormtroopers, and stormtroopers are what from
colonizers.
World War II. Well, no. That's the World War. That's what the Nazi.
Nazi.
What's they were called? Yeah.
The Third Reich.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get you on Star Wars eventually. But everybody's talking about Star Wars. When you deep dive Star Wars lore, there's a lot of religious and political philosophy. It really was something you could pull things from and open your mind. Yeah. When Star Wars, the prequels came out, because the prequels went from being about like like a Arturian whatever kind of thing to being
like Sword in the Stone.
Well, yeah, that kind of it's very much Luke Skywalker's kind of very much that kind of character. Yeah. But the prequels ended up making it like about trade routes and political kind of stuff. It opened up the world more, but it's different. It's
maybe
for
I
children.
will like it.
But it's for children.
Propaganda for children. Tune in.
Well, there was a part for me where I was like, "Is this about George W. Bush? Like, is this?"
Like, wait a second.
It was during that time, and
this is evil. Is this about Enron? What's happening?
Yeah, I was a child, and I was like, "This is like it's about George W.
About
Bush."
Our president. We're not the good guys. What do you mean?
Right. What is the last movie you watched and enjoyed? Are you talking about Star Wars movies? Or are you just talking about movies, period? I don't know. I don't enjoy anything.
The Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
God.
I don't.
Okay. Here's my brief thought. I'm going to give you my brief Michael Jackson movie thought.
Yeah.
I think, and I love Michael Jackson. Okay. And he was innocent. We'll talk about that another time. But
I think I know you. Is it a theory? Is it the?
No, this is just my opinion.
It's not the Epstein related stuff that they made him look like he was the guy doing stuff when everybody else was doing the stuff. Whatever.
Oh, no, yes, I do agree with that. No, yes.
But put that back in there. Let's put that back in there. It's gone. It's gone. I didn't say it.
Okay, I almost made a joke, but I'm glad I didn't make it. Okay, but because we would not have a show anymore, so I'm going to keep that here in my heart. Okay, so anyway, Michael Jackson movie. I don't know if any other white family watched this, but like my white family did, and it was like the VH1, The Jacksons, An American Dream, and it was like this 5-part anthology that like I don't know how many other people were tuned in, but my family was, okay? And they also did one on the Temptations where they're like, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Anyway, so I thought that was a better like representation of Michael Jackson's career because it was longer, whatever. It felt more realistic. But I would say I think Bohemian Rhapsody was a little bit better of a biopic. Michael Jackson movie was really good. I know we're waiting for the second part. The music is better than anything. I think all the songs are great because they all have great bass lines and I love them. But I don't know. We might be overselling it. And I just had to get that off my chest. I know you don't care, but I just started the thought.
No,
so I'm sorry.
No, you don't care about Star Wars, but we talked about Star Wars for a long time. It's not that I don't care. My mom was she's a big Michael Jackson fan. Like I remember, so like the whole time when all that stuff was coming out, and like I had people at school that'd be like, he's a whatever, and my mom's like, I don't know, maybe he's not, maybe he could be a good person. I don't know.
He is a good person.
It is kind of creepy, but like, okay, I'm gonna. The philosophy was that it was called Neverland Ranch because he was saving these kids, not his place was called Neverland Ranch or Never whatever it was called. And the philosophy, the idea was when all this stuff that's terrible that's been happening, Epstein, whatever, all that stuff. This is way too. This is weird Wednesday kind of stuff. And he called it that because he was actually protecting those children. I don't know. This is just. I'm not saying I believe or endorse any of this stuff. I'm just saying this is what I've heard that people theorize. Speaking of which, you talk about this.
I have deep theories that aren't appropriate for this show.
Well. It was a Weird Wednesday show? Is that a weird, or is it not? Or we just have to like text it separately? Yeah. Okay, we'll just talk separately. We'll talk off air. Yeah, okay. And then there's this sound that we maybe had to play it now.
Just act like Frank Reynolds or Charlie Day.
You want some more cat food?
There you go. Yeah. And it'll be normal for you.
Yeah, it'll be.
And then you might actually pick up an addiction to it. Like Frank and Charlie.
I have enough addictions. I got Zen. I have alcohol. I have,
and next is cat food.
I have cat food. So there
kids.
We go. What did you say?
And kids. You have 4. Oh yeah, that does sound really bad.
Tanner.
Oh man. I dididn't mean it like that.
I mean, say like
Take a Street was on the way.
Say like making love to your wife.
No. Breeding.
Breeding.
Oh my gosh. You said it so loud and so confidently.
And children.
Children, kids. Yeah. You have addiction.
Did you ever see that one Vine? It was like, what's the one thing worse than a rapist? And they moved the sign and it says a child. And it's like, no, a child rapist, but a child. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I forgot about that. Wow, that's good stuff. We were talking about Michael Jackson, and the mixtape sounds keep giving. Has Streeble eaten his dog food? Yeah, it's cat food. Badunga signed, sealed, and delivered. He is signed, sealed, delivered. There were talks about Friday being cat food day, D-Day for cat food. I've got stuff going on that evening. I got to present like a few proclamations and awards. I would like if we could move it to a different day, especially if we're bringing the EO Plus stuff out, if I'm recording, if I'm doing all this.
Accommodate.
We'll see. Additionally, I have thoughts, and here's my personal thing. When it comes to James Streeble, when it comes to eating the cat food, eating whatever, it can't be a spoonful. A spoonful isn't content. It might have to be a whole can of Friskies. Like, it's got to be something, to me, it's got to be like, and I understand, I'm the only one who's paying. I've heard Streeble yell and scream about it. I heard. But if it's not a Fear Factor level kind of content, like of you doing it, if you're just eating a spoonful, you're done, and you wash it down with a beer, I got nothing out of that. There's nothing. There's nothing. It's not worth my time and effort. You know what I'm saying? Like Nick Valvano's talking about doing a charcuterie board, a charcuterie board, if you will. we don't need that, Nick. We just need him to actually eat a decent amount of cat food.
I love Nick. I miss him. A charcuterie board.
Let's. I'm gonna try to knock out these chats, and then we'll get you to bed. I mean, it is. Are you off tomorrow? It's a holiday weekend. Are you okay? Yeah.
Yes, I'm off tomorrow, but I'm ready to do not shit.
Right.
Gotta rest up for that.
Brad Pernell, I used to compare Rupp to the Emperor, Joby Hall to Vader, and Crumb to Luke Skywalker because Yuval was like the rebels going against the evil Empire. Well, kind of, yeah. It's kind of. Okay. I could say she doesn't understand any of that, but yes, I got that. Also said that he likes Pope System. Somebody tell me what that is. Wouldn't Milan likely become the starting 3 at Louisville over Knox? Yeah, and that's the other part of it too. And I understand maybe it's a pipe dream. Andy's brought up good points though. When it comes to Louisville, like I don't know how you don't like if you're if you got this much money invested, if you got 27 mil or whatever, what's 33 mil? Like he said, he compared it to like buying, whenever you buy a car and they're like, you want the splash guard on the whatever, do you want the sunroof or whatever? It's only, you're already spending this much money. When you're paying back the debt, it's just gonna be a few dollars here and there.
Right.
Throw it on there. Throw the sunroof in there. Give me the rack for the whatever, like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Give me the captain's chairs, if you will. Might as well. I don't know.
Cooling chairs. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Give me the heating and cooling on the steering wheel and the seats and all that. Pope's tweak. If you can't beat them, then pay them. Pay them
not beat them anymore. I think this is what Pope's players feel like when they're trying to understand him. Like, yes. I think this is like we're doing like an improv version of what happens in the locker room.
Yes.
Pope's philosophy is unfortunately just Pope reminds me of Phil from Modern Family, where he's like Phil's philosophy. Like that's what he's in there doing. Weird things.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Yep. Did Kentucky give Milan Pope's buyout? It's possible. Maybe that's what they're doing. I hate to give them credit, but they have SEC money, and they have money from not buying really good players.
No one's in charge there, though. No one's in charge over there.
Yep.
Kentucky, what's the game at the end of the season? Because then they get to play spoiler because that's all they have. They are in the bottom half of the SEC. Kentucky, what's the game? I don't.
They won it. They won it at the end of the season.
Oh, once the game at the end of the season because they get to play spoiler.
I mean, yes, but also, I mean,
I don't know.
I see. I get what you're saying, and I understand the taking the shots at Kentucky football, and I get it. I don't know. I think to me personally, I'd rather have both teams full good to go at the beginning. You're getting the best possible game.
No, that's another great point too. It's like there's a lot less excuses at the beginning of the season than at the end. I like that better.
And everybody's beaten up at the end and all that. And it's just like, okay, like, you're starting quarterbacks out, or Miller Moss is your
so many excuses. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget Rich Brooks requested the schedule change. Did he request it? He requested the make it the third game, right? Am I wrong on that? Am I forgetting? Because I know, because if you remember, every time it was played for Louisville, it was at Louisville, it was the first game of the year. When it was at Kentucky, it was the third game. They waited like a couple games before it became, but it was still close enough to be in the beginning of the season that we just count it as the first game of the year. All right, your guy says, "No, ma'am, we are not related," and watch your cousin Uncle Joe will have a couple extra Hail Marys for you at church.
Okay.
He knows
Who are you?
I'm kind of nervous that this guy's a stalker, but he also super chatted us before. So like, thank you. I mean, and to get extra security.
Uncle Joe is my guy. Wait, okay. So are you my cousin's boyfriend? Or do I know you from grade school? Who are you? Be honest. Do you know my dad? What's my dad's name? Type it.
I thought this person said that they were they dated? Did they date or were they married?
Oh yeah, I guess I already did know. Yeah.
Were they married to a cousin?
Are you my first husband? I'm just kidding. No, I think I was just saying that.
Oh,
have we been married before? Did we do common law? I don't know. Like, who are you?
My parents raised me and don't be Cats fans. Don't be them.
Don't be Cats fans.
Okay, here's Luther.
I have your mom's phone number and she loves UK. Oh, Marcus. Okay.
Yes. All right. To be fair, there's audio streamable saying a spoonful. I know what he said. I get that. That's what Streeble said.
We don't give a shit about the facts.
Streeble knows what content is. My point is Streeble knows content. That's why I had 3 minutes of him calling somebody a dumbass 12, 13 times. And he's still a school teacher. This is the world we live in. Like, he's able just to cuss at kids and cuss at people, and it's okay. It's fine. There's no issue. That's where we live in.
Kids are his addiction. Okay?
Jesus Christ. They are. He's addicted to the children. Anyway, but the point is, yes, there's a streamable of audio streamable saying a spoonful. I think a spoonful is not enough to be worth content. It's not worth me dragging my equipment that I use down here to film him doing it. I'll just pull out my phone and a little microphone and do it then. To me, that's just not
history at that point.
Yeah.
A spoonful, please.
Yeah, it's just a spoonful. It's like whenever he did the stuff where they just like, I don't know, when they poured water over each other's heads or whatever it was. Like, is it the ALS thing? Is that what they did?
The ice bucket challenge?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's not.
You see it. Just donate.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Streeble will wimp out and fix the tuna sandwich. No, Streeble will do it. Streeble's a man of his word. I will give him that. He's a man of his word. I think Streeble just has to understand what's content and what's not content. And if it's just a little spoonful, it's not enough. Cat food topped with sardines would be enough for a spoonful. Maybe if we make it extra gross, fine. Does Gen Z scare
been around.
What? Go ahead. No,
I just haven't been around men like this in a long time where we're this hotly debating a cat food bet, and it feels nice, feels refreshing. It was a compliment to all.
Oh, okay. I was worried when you said that. I was like, oh no, she wants out of this. She's
gonna leave. It's nice. No, it's not.
Just the stupidity that we care about stuff like this. Yes, that we enjoy.
I like that.
It is fun just to have like stupid things that you can, you know what I mean? We can work through this. All right. Does Gen Z scare you or just confuse you? Is that Trice? Are these just random questions you're throwing in, or did we say something? Yeah. And Swaggy Stein.
I think I said something about Gen Z. Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah. I have a very funny answer, but I don't think I'm ready to share it right now. So.
Well, real quick, and then maybe you'll be ready. Swaggy Stein, yes. And I replied to you, and I asked you to give me a reason why you're so positive anymore, big boy. But yeah, we still yapping, and you were nowhere to be seen when we responded to your last comment. So
he did.
He did. Do you want to respond to this, or you're not comfortable? You're not good to give an answer.
Well, I have something really funny to say. I'm just not going to say it right now. But Gen Z
that's great.
And scares me.
Well, thank you. That's great content. That's great content for the show.
We call it a tease, Soforo, okay?
It's a tease that will never get made up. You mix my mother and my aunt and Lex. Okay, here we go. Okay, here, you can read this stuff.
Settle down, bro. Go shape up your line beard and walk. God, yes. Keep doing insults. I want to read them. Keep beating each other.
Oh, that's
SEC and ACC are responsible for. Okay.
Yeah, they are, but still. All right. I think the last one we have that we wrap this up.
Agree, Brad Parnell. Except, I'm just gonna.
She's not Gen X. She's a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
But I remember when millennial used to be like a really negative thing they would say, and it's like, what's wrong with millennials? Like, we like boring,
cringy.
We like boring shades of gray in our house or white.
Sorry, we tried to bring back the 1800s with beards and weird clothes for a while, but we've straightened it out. We're normal now, okay? We're normal. Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
Yeah, Gen Z's, that's just the people that are sitting there staring at you when you say thank you for your order or whatever, and they don't have any personality or hand you anything, but they still want a tip. Yep. They still want the tip.
No, baby.
That's a weird way to put that.
Just the tip.
All right, guys, thank you. We'll see what happens. Don't worry. We're going to have throughout the week, you have, I think ESPN 680 and 929 The Ville are off tomorrow. If anything breaks, maybe we'll make a video or something like that. But enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. But then guys will be back in the studio Tuesday through Friday with all the content you have. Shows 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. dinner show starting Tuesday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. 93.9 The Ville and ESPN 680, 105.7 Louisville app, all that good stuff. All right, and then we'll see if Struble actually eats his cat food. so we'll find out. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, smash that freaking like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. I always like to give you an opportunity if you have one final thing that you need to say, Anna, before we get out of here.
I hope Streeble beats his child addiction, and that's all that I have.
Dear Lord. All right, guys, I'll see you all next time. Go Cards. Momcilovic to Louisville.